I3.
My name is Harry and I live in a rural area of England. I am now 18, but this happened when I was 15 years old. I have a group of friends I've had for many years, dating back to preschool. I'll call them Luca and Tommy for privacy. Tommy and I live in a small village where we went to school and have spent our whole lives. It's a quiet village with mostly older people, so everyone our age naturally became close friends. Luca lived on a farm not far from the village and went to the same primary school.
Shit,
Growing up, we all believed in the paranormal,
wait,
but I've always been secretly religious, even though my actions sometimes
Probably true.
contradicted that. We stayed close after school and would regularly meet up to drink and mess around.
Okay.
One day, we decided to meet at Luca's farm. We
Sounds-
rarely went there and thought we could
Sounds
play
like a
music
normal
loud
like friend group.
and drink without worrying. Luca offered us a place to sleep in the nearby woods. He had a small camping spot set up. Being the immature teenagers we were, we agreed. Everything was fine at first. We drank, ate, and had a good time. It's worth mentioning the tent at the campsite only really fit 2 people, and even then, it was a squeeze. Luckily, there was a hammock, and I offered to sleep in it.
Why would you do
Around
that?
3 a.m., I heard a strange humming coming from deep in the forest. I woke the other 2 up and asked frantically if they heard it. They heard it clearly. It sounded
what
like
the
a
hell?
woman, and the only woman in the area would have been Luca's mom, who wouldn't come to the forest at night. That creeped us out, and I offered
Oh,
to check
shoot.
what was making the sound.
Oh, hell
What a
no.
stupid mistake. Tommy refused and stayed behind, while Luca and I grabbed our phone flashlights and went searching.
This is Luka
We walked for
Doncic's
about
origin
5
story.
minutes and then saw something we couldn't explain.
What?
In the distance
Oh.
stood a woman in a white, muddy dress.
Oh, hell no.
Her hair black and long,
Oh,
and
hell
she
no.
seemed to glow.
Oh,
She was
shoot,
huge,
she glowed.
easily 7
Spirit.
feet tall. As soon as she saw
Oh, never
us,
mind.
she turned and walked away, still humming. Horrified but curious, we followed.
Why
She
would you
moved through
follow?
bushes to our right.
Okay, I know this is not true because if it was true, they would start running back. But then to start running back, they started following it. Why are you, if you see something that is 7 foot tall, that was glowing, I would start freaking out. And then I'll be like, what the hell? And it was running away. Like what? That makes no sense. Yeah, Shade, I'm visiting my mom for 3 days. Just here to say hi. Adios, see ya. See ya, assassin. Thank you for saying hi, though. It could be Angel Reese, though. Oh my god, you were on with the freaking basketball lore. There is no basketball lore here. Okay. Could be Angel. No Angel. I'm losing faith.
And we pushed after her. A small crossing bridge led us to a massive open field full of the most beautiful poppy flowers.
Nah. That's a trap. Nah, that's a trap, chat. Nah, that's a trap. That has to be a trap. That is a trap. Shit, Mike is ass right now. Hello, testing. Hello, testing. Is it good now? Testing. Testing. Test. Are you good now? Okay. I think I was too close to Mike, that's why. But this is
If
a
you
trap,
don't
tell me
know,
not.
The poppy is hugely symbolic where I'm from. It's how we remember the soldiers who fought in World War I. People wear poppies to commemorate them. We scanned the field.
Larry
She
and
was gone.
Gerlor.
The humming stopped, and a strange feeling settled over us that I can't properly describe. We followed a long path through the
Why would you follow the long path? Like, what makes you want to keep following? You're seeing a strange woman, or a strange thing, I should say, and you decide to follow, and then it's like she leads you to this like random flower place, and it's like symbolic for the dead, and you decide to keep following. No, I would run the other way. Like, what's going on, man? That's not what we do. It's not the normal reaction. Luka Doncic, you might be cooked, man, in the head.
poppies,
Shady, it's
expecting to
Angel
find her at
Reese.
the
No, it's
end.
not.
Instead,
Well,
we
hello. What's up,
found
Metal?
something
How you
incomprehensible,
doing, Metal?
a tombstone and a
Oh,
white,
no.
muddy dress lying in front of it.
What?
The tombstone read, "In loving memory of Diana, taken from this world too young. May her soul rest in peace. 1917." Understandably, we were horrified. We ran back to the camp and told Tommy everything. He didn't believe a word.
Physics is still
The
fun? Yo,
next
have
morning,
fun, bro.
we told Luca's parents what we'd seen. A pale expression crossed his father's
Why,
face.
why
He
is...
said, "A woman was killed by her husband on this farm many years ago."
Okay, why did he have that freaking crazy eyes and tone, like... Hmm? Okay, continue
He
watching.
went off to war and came back with shrapnel embedded in his face. The doctors couldn't remove it. He went insane and one day snapped. He killed his wife in a poppy field, and her body was never found.
Okay, true. That's what PTSD does, bro. That's what PTSD does. That part I can believe. That part I can believe. Bro had PTSD and all that. That's the only part of the story that sounds believable. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only part that makes sense and believable. Was that
My name is
that's the end of the first story? All right, bro. Come on, bro. No, nothing else. That's it. Okay.
AK. I'm 20 years old now. I was 9 when this incident happened. It happened to me and my grandmother. My grandmother was a professor at a prestigious university. My mother was a businesswoman, and my father worked for a private company.
Damn.
On the day
got-
of the incident,
he got-
my mother was on a 3-day business trip abroad.
He got
and my
banked.
father worked
probably.
late into the night. My
Okay.
grandmother and I were alone in our 5-story apartment complex. One evening,
Okay, if it's a 5-story apartment complex, you are not alone. There's a bunch of people. The thing about apartment complex is that there's people everywhere. That means you live in a city. You don't live in a town. There's probably people everywhere. You're not alone. Get that out of your mind, bro. I know.
my grandmother came home from college holding a large hilsa fish in her hand. It was my favorite fish, so I was
Oh.
excited, but she looked fish in her hand. It was my favorite fish, so I
What is
was
his favorite
excited,
fish?
but she looked nervous. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me to close the windows and the balcony door because it was evening. About an hour later, I smelled the fish frying in our kitchen. I ran over happily, and my grandmother smiled at me.
What the hell?
As we talked, she noticed a few pieces of fish missing from the plate beside her. She knew I hadn't taken any because I was standing right next to
Oh
her.
shoot.
She said nothing, but the strange thing continued. Each time she glanced at the plate, more fish would disappear.
Oh nah,
she waited
bro.
to see what
It's a
would
rat.
happen, and what
It's the city rat. Chat, it's the city rats. They're taking the food. They're taking the food. They're stealing, bro. It's the rats, bro. This is why. This might be New York City, chat. I'll stop. Shit, this reminds me of the old Caillou YouTube videos. Wait, there were Caillou YouTube videos? Really, Dave? I don't know. I thought I only watched Caillou on the TV, bro. No cap. These damn rats looking like shady, some scammers. All right, buddy. All right, buddy.
happened next still makes me cry with horror. A truly black hand, a disgusting
Oh,
hand with
That's a
dark
vampire. Never.
hair,
It's a mutated brat. It's a werewolf. Damn, I was right.
came through the kitchen window and took a piece of fish. My grandmother immediately began praying and yelled for me to leave, but I was frozen with fear. Tears ran down my face. Living on the 5th floor, I knew that hand could not be human. I began having
Okay, the only reason he thought that wasn't human was because it was the 5th floor, and then it's drawn like it's a werewolf hand. Okay, let's continue watching.
trouble breathing. like something was suffocating
Bro, this
me.
is more funny than
My
scary.
grandmother screamed at the black entity and
No!
asked it what it wanted. The black hand pointed at the fish. My grandmother decided to give it a piece, but she also knew that if she gave it what it wanted, it might never let go. So she moved closer to the hand, holding the fish, and instead of handing it over, burned the entity's hand with
Oh
a pair of cooking
shoot! Grandma, how did you do that? No, Grandma, no, no. Now it's gonna eat you, Grandma.
tongs. A loud, inhuman scream rang out, and the hand flew back out the window. My grandmother recited prayers and shut the window. After that, I fainted. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. My grandmother, my mother, my father, and a nurse stood around my bed.
What was that?
My family was crying.
A mutated rat.
My mother had
Mutated
returned
rat.
home from abroad quickly. She said that as soon as I fainted, my fever spiked. I was shaking and foaming at the mouth. My grandmother had called the neighbors and taken me to the hospital. The doctors struggled to bring my fever down. I was unconscious for 3 days. Thankfully,
Oh,
I
shoot.
recovered, but that incident is still unforgettable. Hello, I'm a
Okay.
16-year-old girl living in a small village in Norway.
That does not sound like a 16-year-old girl living in some old
Wait.
village.
About 2 years ago, my mom, my dog,
Sorry.
and I moved into an old house.
I know he's a
The
narrator.
townspeople called it a haunted house, but we
Oh,
didn't
shoot.
care. My mom didn't have much money, the house was cheap, and most importantly, we didn't believe in the supernatural.
Okay.
One morning, my mom left for work, leaving me alone with my dog while I got ready for school. I'm a pretty lazy kid and not much of a morning person,
Mhm.
so instead of rushing, I usually sat in the bathroom with my dog and watched YouTube.
Okay, why in the bathroom out of all place? Why in the bathroom would you sit there, watch YouTube, but dude, on the bathroom is crazy. Exactly, Venda. That's crazy.
Was sitting on the floor, cuddling her, when suddenly the room felt ice cold. That was strange, because the bathroom was normally the warmest room in the house.
How does that make? Isn't bathroom usually cold? Because there are marbles everywhere and stuff like that. Isn't the bathroom made to be cold? So like because in warm air and humidity, like it like the fungus or whatever, the smell and everything goes onto the wall and it creates bacteria. That's why bathrooms are made, designed to be cold. Huh? That does not add up, bro. 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 Come on, man. At least be realistic. There's a reason why bathrooms have marbles and they're creating a way for it to be cold. Okay.
Thanks to the underfloor
All right,
heating.
man.
A chill crawled across the warmest room in the house, thanks to the underfloor heating.
Okay. Added a context. Under floor heating. Why in the bathroom is there underfloor heating only in the bathroom? I have too many questions, chat. It's too many questions. It's just like 1 + 1 isn't equaling 2 right now. Like it's equaling 1.5. Okay.
A chill crawled across my skin as I hugged my dog tighter, and then I felt it. The overwhelming urge to look into the hallway like someone unseen was watching me. My dog felt it too. Her ears perked, and she began to growl. I slowly lifted my eyes, and that's when I saw it. A 6-foot-tall, white, shadowy figure floated toward me. I froze. My arms locked around my dog.
It's
Her
Michael
growls
Afton.
turned into whimpers, and hot tears stung my eyes.
Oh shoot.
The figure drifted closer and closer until it stopped right in front of the bathroom door. It lowered its head as if staring straight at me, then slowly turned and floated directly through the locked laundry room door. I sat there trembling, unable to move. It felt like hours before I finally gathered the courage to get up.
Interesting, Kevin.
I clipped on my dog's leash and bolted out the front door, running straight
That
to
is
my
a cute dog,
grandmother's
though.
house down the road. When I told her what I'd seen, she just gave me a confused look and laughed. That night, I tried to brush it off. I crawled into bed, ready
Oh,
for
shoot.
sleep, when I heard it, a knock at my window. My bedroom was on the second floor. Unless someone had climbed the wall, there was no way anyone could be knocking. I hesitated, then peeked
It
out the
could be a
window.
tree branch.
Nothing. The dark stared back at me. Terrified, I ran to my mom's room.
I think she's getting
She was
paranoia.
asleep, but I shook her awake and begged to sleep beside her. She didn't ask questions, she just let me. But that was only the beginning. Over the next
Why did
few
she sleep
weeks,
like that?
strange things kept happening. Paintings slipped from the walls, footsteps echoed in empty rooms. And one night, while my mother and I were sitting in the living room, a knife lifted off the kitchen counter and dropped onto the floor. That was it. My mom had enough. We packed up and moved into my grandmother's house. She welcomed us without hesitation, and we stayed for 6 months until we found a new home. Now, we've been here for 7 months. Nothing strange has happened since. At least, not yet.
Well, chat, how was that? Did y'all enjoy that?